Ba 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 ba. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how you doing? Yeah. So, what are we doing today? Well, we're hanging out. We're just hanging out. Today is gonna be a relaxing day. It's gonna just be me hanging out here, shooting the breeze. I am hopeful that we can cover like what I think I'm going to be doing this upcoming week, how the previous week was going. By the way, if you hear that squeaking, that's the chair that I've got behind this podium. I know I float like constantly. I got these little rudders down here. I might be floating, but that doesn't mean I don't need arch support. Okay, that's not what means I don't need arch support. What means I don't need arch support is the simple fact that I don't have a spine. I'm just a monitor on a little stand. But still, I need arch support too. Oh, that's gonna take a while to get used to. What's gonna be great is when I swap models, I swap little costumes, right? And we wind up getting me still trying to make the same jokes or do the same head motion stuff with a different outfit. It's gonna be great. It's gonna take some getting used to, but that's still a little ways away. And hey, speaking of a little ways away, I am slowly but surely planning debut thing. Yeah, I don't know how any of this works, so I'm learning as I go. I am learning the best that I can, as much as I can, as often as I can. There's a lot that really needs to be, there's a lot that really needs to be focused, and I really need to try and figure out how am I doing this, what am I doing, where do I want to go with things, you know? Because there's a lot out there that really just, it doesn't come naturally to you. You're kind of lost in this sea of understanding as you're trying to figure out, well, what kind of equipment do I need? What kind of setup do I need? Do I need to go with one of these iPhone things to try and get some proper, video capture? Can I do it with a webcam? Can I do this? Can I do that? How do I get my hands to do what I want them to? It's not as easy as you might think. None of it is as easy as you might think. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is difficult. It is difficult, and it never gets any easier. It really doesn't. At least, that's what I've been thinking for the first bit here. It's kind of a struggle to figure out exactly what you're gonna do, exactly how you're gonna do it. Like, what kind of videos are you gonna make? What kind of things are you gonna share with me? And how am I gonna use what I know to try and make things more entertaining for you guys? Because there's a lot out there that I don't fully understand, and I don't think I will until I've really knuckled down and got that understanding in the bag. Like, there's a part of me that's like, hey, do they make motion capture suits for people who are 1 foot tall? Do they? When I get my new costume, will it still work? Will I still have the same appeal? Am I having any appeal? Is any of this proper? Is any of this real? There's a lot of questions that go through, and you're just kind of left there going, well, am I doing this right? Is any of this what is supposed to be done? And I don't know if there's really an answer to that. I mean, I'm sure there's an answer somewhere. Like, part of what I should be doing is not lighting my room on fire every so often. Speaking of which, allow me to go deal with that. Please don't catch fire. Please don't catch fire. I swear, you'd think that everything would be fine. That I would know what I'm doing eventually because, I've had such a bad start of things. That, you'd think that, oh, hey, listen, this guy. Oh, he knows what's going on. He's been doing this for how long? Of course he knows what's going on. No. That's incorrect. I don't know what's going on. In fact, I don't know the first thing about what's going on. I'm just hopeful, I am very hopeful. Every time I learn a little bit more, that things are gonna start going right. But they are going less wrong than they used to. I think I figured out why the frame rate was going all wonky. I think I figured out bits about the mocap thing to control the robot body. I think that things are starting to kind of make sense. And I've got a lot of help from a lot of people who are really just kind of informing me, hey, this is how this works, this is how that works, this is why you're wrong on this, that, the other. And that has been a major, major blessing. Because I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. I really don't. But I'm getting a little better, getting a little more confident, and I'm figuring things out. So, speaking about the last week, some things I wanted to cover. I picked the wrong difficulty yesterday on Metro. That's my bad, but again, that's what happens when you're kind of just stabbing in the dark to try and figure things out. I found that out when we failed to rescue a certain individual, and I was like, oh, I want to do this again. I'm like, wait a second. The watch is wrong because we're on the wrong difficulty. Whoopsies. Mistakes are made. I also found out that apparently there's a lot of controversy going on right now, and I'm trying not to get involved in that stuff. I was never really sure how crazy things could get until I started really looking into the internet. Because I have not been major involved in the internet for a while. For a while there, I was kind of like, oh, let's focus everything on the internet. The internet is important. Do this, do that, then the other. Then I realized it's like, there's more things than just this talk box. And I started going out, and I started meeting people, I started doing things, I started figuring things out, and I started trying to make the most of things, and that was good for a time. But then I was like, I kind of miss that environment online. I kind of miss those times when I could just sit back, relax, and, have some fun. Without having to worry about, well, where am I going? What am I doing? How do I get these people together so we can get something proper out there? And there's a lot that you really need to get together to have an in-person meetup. And it's not always easy. It's really not. In fact, most of the time, it's incredibly difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, let me just, enjoy some coolant fluid. Delicious, delicious coolant fluid. So, I have been trying my best to do some edits, make some shorts, grab some content from the streams and get some long form, short form, to go with the streams, right? The streams are my personal focus. I want to focus on streaming. Streaming is what is important to me, right? Streaming is, it's my focus, it's my hobby, it's what I enjoy doing. It's just, you gotta also do other things, You gotta do what you can do. Because it's not just gonna get things together. This isn't, how do I put this? You're not just gonna have success doing only what you want. Sometimes you gotta do what you need to do on the side as well as what you want. I need to find a way to get less carbonated coolant fluid, because every time it's like, oh man, this stuff's delicious, it's amazing. It's not soda, there's no sugar or anything, that'd be bad for my system. But it is carbonated because I like the bubbles feel nice. Bubbles make me happy. But I gotta figure out a few things here. I gotta figure out so much. There is so much constantly to learn. And I'm getting distracted on my own, because this is basically just good old Mr. Himawari wants to spend some time relaxing, talking, rambling, not being on fire, because being on fire sucks. Seriously, I don't understand why things keep breaking. Every time I think I've got things set, every time I think I've got it proper, yeah, no I don't. I never did. It was all wrong the whole time. But, hey, at least I'm messing up in a new way every single time. Oh, yeah, I should probably Say, I made this little stage myself. It was great. Had some minor help setting up the walls and whatnot. But I think it's turned out pretty good. As you can see, I am a massively tall individual. You can tell by the fact of just how small that light plug is. Yeah. I always wonder if I'm going ridiculous with some of these things, but can you really go too ridiculous? Is there such a thing? I'm not sure. I'm really not. There might be. There probably legitimately is, but hey, I'll figure that out in time. That is future Himawari's problem, not current Himawari's problem. Boy, howdy. I hope you guys enjoyed the music in the background. I don't know if that's going to get me in trouble. I don't think it will, but this is like one of my favorite OC remixes ever. When it comes to OC remixes, I really enjoy just sitting back, relaxing, and just having that going for hours. It lets you kind of refocus things, it lets you enjoy the music, it lets you just, you know, have something that isn't the standard smooth jazz bop 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 ba da ba ba da da. Like Girl from Empanita, which I still don't get how that became elevator music. Cause that's a good song. It's got some good tunes. Like it's catchy, but it's not really what I mean, it's what everybody thinks of when they think elevator music from a certain period. Do elevators even do music these days? I don't honestly know. They probably do. Yeah, I'm just over here rambling into the void, but how's that different than anything else I do? I'll tell you right now, it's not. It's not. It's the same old in a new day, in a new way, a new shape. Oh boy. So this week, I think I'm gonna try and do some more Metro. Tomorrow was a mystery game. I am leaving it a mystery because I still am not entirely sure what I want to do that day. We're probably gonna play this nice little game that a friend of mine got me because I like the idea of playing these games. It's actually really surprisingly good to just take a risk on a random title that's a bit cheaper. Because you never know, like, most of the time you're going to get something that would not have even sold on the mobile phones. But a lot of the time, everything's awful. But sometimes, some rare times, you find a hidden gem. A hidden gem. Thank you. Thank you, brain, for locking up and getting a system error. Fantastic. Don't you love system errors? I know I do. They're one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Definitively. So, we've got the mystery game that's going to be tomorrow. I am probably going to use that to try out a few games, rather than picking any one game in particular. We've got the rest and relaxation of the wonderful horrors that are Metro 2033 on the hardest difficulty setting. I was doing really well, and I was like, why do I have so much ammo? Why do I have so much this, so much that? And then it's like, wait. Oh. Alright. I mean, you know, we were still not doing the worst, but it could have been a little more accurate to the title. We had Dread v Death. I'd like to redo that stream at some point, just because the frame rate gets so bad at certain points in there, and I'd really like to be able to show that game off and do the justice it can. We had the Guerrilla stream of Gunslinger, which I think turned out fantastically. I am very happy with how that one turned out. I'm hopeful that, hey, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get things even better in the future, using that as a foundation, you know? I mean, I've broke something. There's something down here that I just, wow. Who thought that using spinning propeller blades to sit on a chair was a bad idea? Let me try and fix this. Come on, you little, if I just manage to do this properly, I can probably get this in a better spot. Come on. I'm trying to grab for things, I'm trying to do things, are we good? Maybe. I don't know. Things could suddenly explode because there's a weird clicking. I don't think you can hear the weird clicking, but hey, that is what that is. I'm still trying to really pin down what I want to do next week. I know Metro's going to be some fun. I know we had some suggestions for the idol manager for like a challenge run thing. I think that's going to be almost impossible just because the game really, really wants you to have 3 talents at a minimum. It wants you to have 3 talents. Ideally, you have 5 talents and you use the 5 talents with the break room to try and get the extra 3 free points so you can always, every single day, be doing something to gain fans or to gain money. And then you use the job searches to try and get more, and I've been trying to figure that out. I am probably going to do even more Daemon X Machina, just because, I'll be honest, Daemon X Machina is just so fun, you know? I have had some people who have gotten in touch direct and have said, hey, Himawari, buddy, why don't you cut down like 1 or 2 days of the stream to just have you some more U time? And I gotta say, I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think it's the most necessary thing in the world. Like, this is what I enjoy doing. This. Like, just hanging out, talking into the void, talking to other people, and playing video games, hanging out with you guys. I mean, yeah. It's what I like doing, and even if I have to wind up spending a bunch of hours working on content that never sees the light of day, at least I'm getting better every time I make one of these bits of content. I'm getting better every time I do one of these little shorts, every time I do one of these things, because I'm getting an understanding for what flow is. I'm getting an understanding for what, you know, what am I? What is my entertainment? What am I bringing to this table? Whoa! Hey, chair, why? Oh no. Hello? Mr. Chair? Are we good? I don't know. Are we? Hello? That is weird. That is weird. Sorry, I'm trying to fix a thing. Oh, ha. Oh. 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 Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. You're making so many toilet noises over there, Bobby. I'll see you out there. You're doing those drugs, aren't you? You're out there day and night. And every single time you come back home, you got some new stranger with you who's talking about them Pokemans. I don't know what kind of drug them Pokemans is, but I'll tell you right now, as long as you're under my roof, in my house, it is not going to be any Pokemans. We don't do those drugs in here. It's all toilet noises anyway. Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry, brain went on a tangent. A complete and utter tangent, which has been known to happen from time to time. Time to time. Every time I turn around, everything is going round, everything is going down. It never gets easier, it never gets better. Everything works terribly. Yeah. Ooh. I would like to do more karaoke stuff. Like, even if I'm not good at it, I'd really like to do some. I mean, I've been practicing a lot with my keyboard, trying to get piano understanding in there. I'm also, for some reason, doing a Muppet voice. Hello. Hi there. Himawari the robot here, with a special news action report. But I'm trying to get together with some other folks, trying to build some stuff up, see if I can't get some, like, you know, cross-promotion or what have you. I think it's a little bit silly to call it such, but hey, whatever. Is what it is, and you do what you gotta. Not been the most successful in trying, but hey, you do what you can. Hey, on the bright side, I've got, like, this set. This is looking good. I mean, it's not looking bad. I've got some ideas on how I can, like, fill out some of the empty space here, so there's not as much unnecessary openness. Maybe, like, put a painting on the wall back over that way. Yeah, like a nice wall over here. A nice painting on the wall over here Or maybe a nice rug over down that way. Yeah, over down there, maybe something. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go, just like I'll figure out everything else. I do want to say, hot, good, googly moogly, how did we make it to 400 so fast? Yeah, 400 subs is a major deal. It's kind of crazy. It's actually incredibly crazy. I didn't expect it quite so fast. For reference, at similar points in prior endeavors, I was at, like, what, 20, 30, stuff like that. I've ran bigger projects before, but this one's just it's kind of nice. Because the progress seems pretty good, and people seem to at the very least be liking the videos. I've had 1 or 2 people get in touch with DMs and be like, hey, this was fun, I enjoyed this, that, the other. And that's nice. It's nice to have some positive feedback, you know? Because I'm out here just trying to do what I can to entertain people. Try to make things interesting, try to make things, you know, something. And I'm still trying to feel my foot around for what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. Because I don't have the same experience as a lot of other people when it comes to like, oh, hey, I know all about this, this, and this. I'm just over here, and I'm like, I am lost and confused. Maybe we'll figure things out along the way, but overall, I have no idea what I'm doing. People sometimes come to me and they're like, oh, hey, how'd you do the voice acting stuff? It's like, I relied on people much smarter than me, and then I just did what they said and stuck with it. I did whatever I could to try and follow in the footsteps of people who were much better than me. Just like I try doing my best to, you know, with this stuff. I'm looking at other people's streams and going, okay, what is working for them? What can I use from prior radio experience? What can I use from prior voiceover experience, voice acting experience? What can I use from what little understanding I have about these things to try and make it a better product? Seems the wrong word, but that's what it is. A better product for the masses, you know what I mean? Something that people can, you know, have a brighter day. Because at the end of the day, I'm not necessarily here for any sort of, like, financial gain. If I wanted to make money, I'd keep doing the voice acting thing, right? I make decent money doing the voice acting. I'd keep doing, like, I was doing not terrible with singing. I would maybe even go back to doing the factory work, because some of that I could get some decent money doing. But I think that this is just kind of a nice way to do something that actually catches my passion. Because a big thing about being able to do anything is trying to find a spot where you're passionate about something, where you focus on something, where something builds, something works, something comes together, you know? And I think that a lot of people lose sight of that there are more important things than the paycheck, though the paycheck can be really nice. I'm not lying when I say, man, there are many times when I'm glad to have those paychecks. And there's been many times when you don't have those paychecks and you're stuck in a rough situation where you're not exactly sure what exactly you're gonna do to make it through. But you find some help out there, you do what you can on your own, you dedicate, and wherever you are, no matter what job you're stuck with, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, you stick to it. You give it your all like it is your dream job, because someday it could lead to your dream job. Someday it could lead to something even better. I used to work very, very long hours. Before I was in this robot... Oh. Somebody upstairs is making a lot of noise. Okay, neighbor Rooney. Hey. Can you stop stomping on the floor? No? Maybe? I swear, I built this studio. I get everything proper. And every single time I try to do anything, somebody's up there like clogging. They're just up right above me. You can't see them right now, but they're up there just going... Seriously. It's like they see my light go on, where I'm like, hey, I'm in the studio. Hey, I'm in the non-Euclidean flower field inside of my little box. And the upstairs neighbor's like, "Hey, oh, that's pretty cool there, buddy. Have you seen my clogs? No? Wow. Well, let me introduce you to him." And then he just starts stomping, and he's just... You never hear me stomping. Okay, it's mostly because I don't have legs, but you don't hear me stomping. You don't hear me, like, dance, dance, dance. Running around in circles. Cranking my music at 3 in the morning so loud that the entire place shakes. Oh, oh, oh. Are they clogging again? Are you clogging again? Oh, 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 oh. No. Sorry, I forgot what I was getting at. Oh, yes. Upcoming week. Upcoming week, we're definitely going to do some more Daemon X Machina. I know it's not the most popular thing. I get it. But man, I'm really enjoying where the story's going. I'm enjoying the characters. I'm enjoying all that stuff. And I wish I could find some way to condense that properly. I would really like to condense it. Get it so that everything is just right on there. Because there's a lot of things that I want to get out of that in terms of, like, personal enjoyment. I'm having so much fun doing the grinding on there. I'm having so much fun on pretty much everything involved in that. And it's kind of weird, because you wouldn't think, necessarily, that that would be as addictive as it is. But I think it's tapping into that part of my brain that's just like, oh, MMOs, I remember those. I loved those a lot. Now we've got MMOs, but again. And I'm definitely going to go back to Idol Manager at some point, because that was so much fun. Maybe not next week, but sometime soon. I'm thinking I want to keep doing some FPS, just because those are a nice... I'm decent at FPS, right? I'm not fantastic. I'm not the best out there. But I'd like to get some more FPS in there. There's part of me that wants to check out Hogwarts Legacy. That's a scandal. I don't understand it, but it is a scandal. There's a part of me that wants to, and I'm just like, It's not even that I don't want to do it because people are mad at it. I get it. You be mad at whatever you want. Just make sure to understand that other people are going to do what they want anyway, no matter how mad you get about it. Just saying. It's that everybody's doing it, and if I come in there, what can I bring to the table that somebody else hasn't already? That's the big one I've got as a problem with, like, doing Atomic Heart or doing that, or... I mean, when Stalker 2 comes out, I'm gonna play it, but am I gonna bring anything good to the table when I play it? And I'm not sure. I'd like every one of these games that I'm playing to be something that I am bringing that somebody else might not necessarily be bringing. That's why we're playing Metro 2033 on super hard Ranger difficulty, because not a lot. I mean, some people have. It's the obvious thing to do. You go on the hardest difficulty. But I want to be able to sit there and say, hey, you know something? This is a video that exists here that you're not necessarily going to get somewhere else. And I think that's why next week's game that I'm going to be starting up and doing at least a little bit, which would be The Ascent, might be a fun one, because while that did get some flash-in-the-pan big publicity for a while there, it was like the popular game for a short while over on Twitch. I think that I can bring something to the table in form of one of my challenge runs. I've been trying for a while to get some challenge runs going on that game. And one of the fun ones that I think would be enjoyable is just showing people that the starting weapon in that game is nothing to sneeze at. That pistol can carry you the entire game if you use a smart build with it. And using one weapon isn't the hardest thing ever. When you bring in using one weapon, and also not using the armor system, when you bring in, on top of that, oh hey, now I'm not using the armor system and I'm not using health upgrades, then we get crazy. Then we get crazy. No armor, no health, we're using like t-shirts and we're going about beating the heck out of robots and whatnot. I think that would be really, really fun. I think it'll be fun to just kind of go through it, and I've gone through the game in a few test runs of that to try and get things good. And I think it'd be nice to just do like a nice, lengthy sit down, relax, enjoy myself. Maybe do it at the beginning of the week so I have the most energy for it. My week, by the way, is starting on the 7th. That would be on Saturday would be the first stream of the week, and then we go to Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays are just my one day of the week where I can relax, turn everything off, spend time with family, visit anybody I want, you know? Visit whoever. I go out and I do things. Because I finally found a way to get out of the flower field. And that way to get out of the flower field is to use the giant door labeled exit. You might not have thought about that. I know I didn't. I was sitting here and I was like, oh man, I can't see any exit. I go that way, I loop around, I go that way, I loop around, I fly up, I come back down to ground level. It was awful. Then I just realized, hey, wait a second, there's a big door that says exit. And that kind of explained everything to me, and I've never gone back. Well, never gone back to the ignorance. I've gone back here because this is where my stuff is, and it's kind of nice having like a income-free living area where I just have like this, you know, this. It's nice. You'd be surprised how cool it is to be able to just have a non-Euclidean living space that you can go back to on a regular basis. I need to work on that somewhat. Yeah, it's so great, man. I've been having a lot of fun. Things have been going good. I've got the Ascent in the works. That's gonna be nice. We're gonna play the Ascent and we're gonna have ourselves so much fun. You know that? We are really gonna get things going. And I think, as I'm getting into my stride, we'll see better and better content. I've got some edits that I need to do. I've got a lot of edits I need to do. Today is doing a just chatting stream mostly, so I can get back to focusing on editing and cutting down some of the content to try and make shorts and other things for it, so you guys have ways you can watch the content without everything being too crazy. Yeah, I know a lot of people out there do not have time at all anymore to watch, you know, this crazy, like, hey, it's 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. So I'm trying to limit to about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours for a stream. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, maybe half an hour, an hour. Well, I guess we're already past half an hour, so it's probably going to be closer to an hour. But I think that, yeah, I'm getting an understanding. We're getting our stride, getting things together. I need to try and figure out how to hook up my keyboard so that it gets picked up properly without being too wacky. When I say wacky, I mean the sound just going off. I am in a little studio right now. As you can see, you'd be surprised. Like, you'd think all these wood walls would just bounce everything, but it's actually surprisingly good acoustics. Oh, see? Look at that. Oh, 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 oh. Sorry. My brain gets distracted. Oh, I'm so high-strung with some of these, just because there's always those big pressures. You always get stressed. But one of the things that I have to keep reminding myself is that even though things may get stressful, you gotta do your best to just keep with the flow. Because the flow ain't so bad once you get used to it. It's not gonna be so difficult. Okay, it's gonna be difficult, but eventually you'll get used to it. Or you won't. But you'll get a little better every single day. And I always say that. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. We're gonna be next week doing more Metro. We're gonna be doing probably some Idol Manager. Oh. Idol Manager. Probably some different little subject. Why are you beeping? I have you turned off. Even robots have phones these days. It's crazy. You know that? Even robots have phones. There we go. No more beeping. Go away. I feel targeted. No, I'm not targeting you. What are you talking about? Ah. It's gonna be a fun week. Yeah. That's all I really had to do. I'm not gonna take up any more of your time than I have to. Like I said, this is a quiet one. This is a short one. This is more like a state of the thing than anything else. And, yeah, we'll try and get things going. Let's see what we can do. You guys take care. And have yourselves a good one. I'll try and work out some icons for the next week. I'll try and work out something. But until next time, I've been Himawari Kotetsu, and you guys have been really good to me. Like, better than I deserve. Thanks for staying excellent. Not just to me, but to each other, to other people. Thanks for having a good time out there. It means a lot.
Bye. 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 Woo! I'm waving my hand.